Deep in the dense jungles of Africa, there is a lake that looks completely calm and peaceful from the outside. But beneath this lake lies a terrifying natural secret, capable of turning an entire area into a land of death within minutes. One night, while people were traveling along the road beside the lake, many suddenly collapsed because they could no longer breathe. Some were found dead inside their cars, some on their motorcycles, and others lying in the middle of the road. The most shocking part was that after months of investigation, scientists discovered a truth that no one on Earth had ever imagined before. The source of death was a substance trapped beneath the lake itself. Even more frightening, there are still several lakes like this on Earth today. In the African country of Cameroon, in a remote region surrounded by mountains, forests, and small villages, there is a small lake called Lake Monone. It was once known for its peaceful environment. But in August 1984, a horrifying incident occurred there. Late one night, around 11:30 p.m., people living near the lake heard a loud roaring sound. At first, many thought it was thunder, but the sky was completely clear. Some people noticed a strange white fog spreading around the lake throughout the night. The next morning, as the wind started blowing, the fog slowly reached nearby roads. People assumed it was just normal morning mist and continued walking through it. But within seconds of entering the fog, some collapsed in the middle of the road, some slumped over their motorcycles, and others died inside their vehicles. In total, 37 people died, all from suffocation. The incident spread fear throughout the region. Many suspected it was a military attack, while the government of Cameroon initially thought it might have been a chemical gas attack. But none of these explanations fully made sense. If it truly was a planned attack, why target ordinary people in such a remote village? Scientists then turned their attention toward nature itself. They began investigating the lake because it sits in a volcanic region. Many suspected that a dormant volcano beneath the lake had become active again. To investigate the mystery, famous scientist Haraldur Sigurdsson was assigned to study the lake. He examined the lake water, the lake bed, and the surrounding area. Surprisingly, there were no signs of an eruption beneath the lake. The water temperature was normal, and no sulfur or volcanic materials were detected. This only deepened the mystery. During the investigation, Sigurdsson compared the event to opening a shaken bottle of cold soda. From this idea, he found the first major clue. He realized that huge amounts of carbon dioxide gas had accumulated deep inside the lake. Later, scientists confirmed that the white fog seen near the lake was actually dense carbon dioxide gas. People mistakenly walked into it, thinking it was harmless mist, but the gas displaced oxygen, causing them to suffocate and die within moments. The next question was, how did so much gas build up inside the lake? After detailed investigation, Sigurdsson explained that carbon dioxide was slowly leaking from magma beneath the lake and dissolving into the deep water over hundreds of years. Because the lake is located near the equator, its water layers rarely mix like many other lakes around the world do during seasonal changes, storms, or heavy rainfall. As a result, carbon dioxide kept building up in the deep layers for centuries. Then suddenly, under the right conditions, massive amounts of gas burst upward from the depths of the lake. Scientists believe the loud roaring sound people heard that night was the beginning of this process. Later, scientists gave this terrifying phenomenon a name: limnic eruption. 2 years later, in 1986, another far deadlier disaster occurred at Lake Nyos, shocking the entire world. One night, a massive explosion-like sound was heard. Soon afterward, nearly 1 cubic kilometer of carbon dioxide gas erupted from the lake. People died in their sleep because they could not breathe. Around 1,746 people lost their lives, along with nearly 3,500 cattle and animals. Within hours, the entire area became a silent city of death. One of the strangest details was that there were no flies or insects around the bodies, because the dense cloud of carbon dioxide had killed almost every living creature nearby. Only 4 people survived. At first, many scientists doubted Haraldur Sigurdsson's theory about limnic eruptions. But after the Lake Nyos disaster, the scientific world finally accepted it seriously. Further research later suggested that a large landslide near the lake may have triggered the eruption. Huge rocks falling into the lake likely disturbed the gas-rich deep-water layers. The event was so powerful that it created waves nearly 25 meters high inside the lake, similar to a small tsunami. But the most worrying fact is that even after these eruptions, both Lake Manun and Lake Nyos still contain dangerous gases deep below the surface. This means similar disasters could happen again in the future. To reduce the danger, scientists developed a relatively simple solution. Large pipes were installed deep inside the lakes to slowly release the trapped gases safely over time. After years of effort, scientists declared Lake Manun relatively safe in 2009, and Lake Nyos safer in 2019. However, there is still another lake on Earth that scientists consider even more dangerous: Lake Kivu. Lake Kivu is enormous, around 50 times larger than Lake Nyos. But unlike the previous lakes, Lake Kivu contains not only carbon dioxide, but also huge amounts of methane gas, which is highly flammable. The most terrifying part is that nearly 2 million people live around the lake. If a major limbic eruption ever occurs there, it could become one of the deadliest natural disasters in human history. Scientists continue monitoring the lake closely. Some experts believe the process is extremely slow, while others worry that increasing gas pressure deep below the lake could destabilize it in the future. Lake Manun was the first warning to the world that limbic eruptions are real. A lake may appear calm and beautiful on the surface, yet hide an invisible time bomb deep below. Do you think Lake Kivu could truly become the cause of one of the world's greatest natural disasters in the future?